Kidstown. Whether this is the first time you've joined us or the 50th, 100th time you've joined us, I am so glad you're here with me today. Actually, we are on week 26 of Video Church. Can you believe I've made 26 Kidstown videos? I am so glad you're still with me though. We're having fun, right? Are you still having fun with me every week? Well, I'm having fun with you even though I can't see you. I imagine you out there. I still remember your faces. Can't wait to see you guys again. Well, this whole month we have a new Life app. You might be wondering, what is a Life app anyway? Why do you always say Life app? Well, you know, apps are things that we have on our phone that we kind of tap into when we need to do things. Well, a Life app, as we're calling it, is really, we're talking about something God does in us that changes the world around us. Something God is doing inside of us. Okay, so this month we're talking about contentment. Do you know what contentment means? It's a pretty important word. Let's look at it right now. It says contentment is deciding to be okay with what you have. So you might say that contentment is a decision. It's a decision we can make to be okay with what we have. Wow, this is a loaded subject, especially for what we've all been going through. You see, it's not easy to be content because oftentimes we want to look back at what we used to have or what we gave up or how things used to be, and it makes us so unhappy in the now. Or we're looking around at what other people have that we don't have. Maybe we're on social media and we see, oh, they got to go on a vacation this summer. We didn't. And so we're looking around at what other people have and it makes us unhappy. Or we're just wishing for more. We're looking into the future and just wishing we had other things. All of that gives us that feeling inside of being discontented. And sometimes when we feel that way, we wish we could just fly away. Do you ever wish that? Oh, speaking of flying, that reminds me. Today, we are going to make paper airplanes. Have you made those before? You might already be an expert at making paper airplanes, but if you're not, I'm going to help you. We're all going to make a paper airplane today. Are you ready? All right, I'll give you some instructions. Okay, so to make a really cool airplane like this, you need to just have regular paper, maybe from your printer at home or even notebook paper. It's okay if it has lines on it. It doesn't matter, but you're going to need a piece of paper like this. And you're going to want to have a marker because at the end we're going to write something cool on our paper airplane. So you can pause the video and go get your paper and your marker and come right back. Okay, I'm going to take away this other paper so it's not confusing. You've got your paper. You're going to make it be long ways in front of you like this, not like this. You want it to be tall. And what we're going to do first is we're going to fold it right down the middle. And before you squeeze it, make sure your corners are all matching. Are the corners matching? So nothing's showing? Okay, then you're going to put it down and hold it. And with your other finger, you're going to push down on this side to make it have a crease. That's really important to make it have a crease, okay? Now we're going to open it up. It looks like a little book. Has that crease in there. Now you're going to take this corner and you're going to pull it all the way down till it lines up with our crease that we made. So the edge lines up with our crease, and then we're going to make a new crease like this with our finger. Okay. Now we're going to take this corner and we're going to make it match this corner like this. And crease it. Okay, so now it looks like this, okay? Next thing we're going to do, we're going to do it again. So hold it out here on this corner and kind of hold this little thingy down, and you're going to make it bend in so that this new line matches up again with the middle, and take that finger and crease it down. All right, we got to make that sound. Okay, and then let's do the same thing over here. Keep a little finger here in the middle and grab this corner out here, kind of let it roll in. And you want to make these two little things match up like this. Okay, and then let's make our sound. You guys ready? Wait, I'm having trouble getting mine lined up. There we go. Ready? Okay, so now it looks like this. Now we're gonna bend it the other way so that these things are on the outside. So we're gonna bend it down our crease like that. Now, right here, pinch it right there and give it a, okay? So now it looks like this. You might think we're done, but we're still not done. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do one more cool bend, and we're gonna make this part kind of go past this part. It's gonna kind of go down a little bit lower, like the part of an airplane. Okay? Now let's make the other side match it. So we're gonna make the other side come down and match right to here. So it's the same on both sides. And now you have a really cool airplane. It's gonna fly really good because it has a long pointy nose. But before we go any further, there's something I want you to write on your wings. The first word we're gonna write is choose. C-H-O-O-S-E. Choose. Then the other thing we're gonna write, it's how you abbreviate the word Philippians. We're gonna just write Phil, but it's not with an F, it's with the PH. Capital P, lowercase h, I-L, and we're going to put a little period because it's an abbreviated word. And then we're going to write the number 4, and then we're going to do ... 1 and a 3. So it's going to look like this. Do you guys see it? Okay, if yours doesn't look exactly like this, it's okay. But this is going to mean something later on when we use our paper airplanes. Okay, now I want you to take some time, give these guys a little test flight, and see how well your airplane's working. And when you're done, come back to the video, okay? Hit pause and have some fun. You ready? Go! All right, we're going to learn a new song this month. It goes right along with contentment. Okay? It talks about being thankful. Are you ready to do it with me? Here we go.
Everywhere that I go, you're there with me.
Right?
Even in the night when I cannot see, I know you're by my side and I will be just fine. Oh God, you're always good to me. I wanna say thank you, thank you. I will live my life to praise you, and lift you high. Every night and day I'll follow in your ways. I wanna say thank you, thank you.
sing about our joy. Do you have joy? Yeah, we need it.
I've got joy down in my soul. I'm gonna let this feeling take control. Joy down in my soul to stay, and nothing's gonna take it away. Joy down in my soul. I'm gonna let this feeling take control. Whatever comes my way, I'll be okay. 'Cause I've got joy.
Oh yeah, rock it out.
Oh, I've got joy. Come sunshine or rain, when things
don't go
my way,
Oh yeah.
still my joy can stay. 'Cause you give me blessings every day. I've got joy down in my soul. I'm gonna let this feeling take control. Joy down in my soul to stay, and nothing's gonna take it away. Joy down in my soul. I'm gonna let this feeling take control. Whatever comes my way, I'll be okay. 'Cause I've got joy. Oh, I've got joy.
You got it?
You fill my heart with hope.
Oh yeah.
You're everywhere I go. So even if I'm feeling low, I still got this one thing, this I know. I've got joy down in my soul. I'm gonna let this feeling take control. Joy down in my soul to stay, and nothing's gonna take it away. Joy down in my soul. I'm gonna let this feeling take control. Whatever comes my way, I'll be okay. 'Cause I've got joy. Oh, I've got joy. Every new sunrise gonna fix my eyes on the one who never fails. I'm gonna make some noise 'cause you give me joy, and it's never ever going away. Every new sunrise gonna fix my eyes on the one who never fails. I'm gonna make some noise 'cause you give me joy, and it's never ever going away. Whoa, 'cause I've got joy. Ooh, I've got joy. Yeah. 'Cause I've got joy. Whatever comes my way, I'll be okay. Oh, I've got joy.
Yeah. Okay, that was great worshiping with you. You know, before we really get into our lesson today, I'm going to share our memory verse for this month. And this is what we're going to try to memorize from our lesson. Okay, are you ready? The first part says, I have learned to be content no matter what happens to me. Next says, I'm content whether I have more than enough or not enough. How do we do it? I can do all of this through the power of Christ. He gives me strength. And that's from Philippians 4. It starts with verse 11b, but it ends with verse 13. Okay? We're going to say that every week this month until it gets from here to here. Let's go to our lesson. Okay, you guys, so today, as we talk about contentment, we're going to go to our Bibles. Do you have your Bible with you? You should have your Bible with you. We're going to look in the book of Philippians. We go there a lot. Have you noticed that? It's a packed book, and it was written by the Apostle Paul. We've talked about Paul so much this year, haven't we? I feel like it's been the year of Paul. So we're going to grab our Bibles right now, and you know, we've been talking about how Paul got thrown into jail because he kept talking about Jesus and they didn't want him to talk about Jesus, but he just kept telling people because he knew that's what they really needed. And that's how they would come to know Jesus and go on to be in heaven one day. And he was willing to risk whatever he had to do to save other people. So he's a hero. Paul's a hero. But this chapter that we're going to look at today, he wrote while he was on house arrest. That means they told him, we don't necessarily think you have to be in prison right now, but you are our prisoner. So we're going to put you in a house, but you can never leave the house. That kind of feels like what we're going through, doesn't it? Anyway, so Paul was in house arrest, and these are some things that he wrote. Let's look at it. It's Philippians 4. We're going to start with verse 11. Okay, so actually in verse 10 of Philippians 4, he's thanking people who've given him gifts while he's on house arrest. And he's saying, I'm not saying all of this thankfulness because I have all this need and I'm really unhappy. Because he says in verse 11, I've learned to be content whatever the circumstances. Wow. He says, I know what it's like to be in need, and I know what it's like to have plenty. I've learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether I'm well fed or hungry, whether I'm living with plenty or in want. And here's the secret. He says, because I can do everything through him who gives me strength. Oh, that's how he's content. That's how he's content. So he's saying that no matter what happens to him, he can choose to be okay. He can choose to be content. Why? Because he can do everything with the strength he has in Jesus. Jesus gives him the power. Now we're going to learn some of those passages as our monthly verse in just a minute. But, I want you to grab that paper airplane that you just had, that you just made, because we're going to do a fun exercise. These are going to be our truth tellers for today. We're going to use these to just get real. Are you ready? Okay, I'm going to give you a few examples of things that might happen to you that might make you feel discontented. And then you're going to vote, and you're going to tell me, would I act this way or would I really act this way? And you're going to vote with your truth teller, because later we'll talk a little bit more about it. It's going to be fun. We're all in this together, right? So let's talk about a few things that could happen. Like, have you ever been made fun of or called names? Well, the Apostle Paul knew all about that. People yelled things at him, threw rocks at him, accused him of doing things. And so he knows what it's like to be made fun of and called names. But when that happens to you, are you most likely to A, think about ways to get back at people and make them feel bad too? Or B, do you want to give them hugs? Pray for them. Pray that God will bless them and even make them cookies? Well, let's vote. Do you usually think about A, getting back at them, or B, blessing them? Let's vote. Okay, everybody go pick up your airplane. I'll give you 5 seconds to grab your airplane because we have another one coming. Are you ready? Go get your airplane. Okay, something else we know about Paul is that he'd suffered a lot of things. He'd been beaten badly. He'd had people throw rocks at him and try to kill him with big rocks. He'd been shipwrecked and floated at sea on a piece of wood for like 3 days. And he was even bitten once by a poisonous snake when he was trying to bless people and tell them about Jesus. So he suffered a lot. But let me ask you, how do you do when you're not feeling good? How do you handle that kind of suffering? Maybe you're really sick or you're really just exhausted. Are you like the worst patient ever? Do you complain? Do you cry? Do you want people to do things for you? That's this way. Or are you still kind? Do you do what you can for yourself? Do you say thank you a lot? We're going to be totally honest here. How do you react when you don't feel good? Crying, complaining, and bad patient? Loving, kind, thankful? Let's vote. Okay. Are you guys with me? This stuff's hard. Okay, go get your airplane. Go get your airplane. Come back. Okay, here's another one. Are you ready? Okay, so we know that Paul, he was accused of doing things he didn't do. They said that he was against the governor, that he was trying to cause a riot, and they tried to get him in trouble for all kinds of things. Have you ever been accused of something you didn't even do by maybe a friend in the classroom or your siblings who want to get the heat off of them and point at you? Have you ever had that happen to you? How do you respond in those moments? Maybe you've even been punished for something you didn't do wrong. Maybe your parents were confused about who broke the vase. Have you ever had that happen? I remember I had that happen a couple of times in my life. Parents aren't perfect. They're just doing the best they can with the information they've gotten. Sometimes we get in trouble for stuff we didn't even do. But my mom always said, well, that'll make up for all the times you got away with it, right? Okay, doesn't make you feel any better, but that's what they say. So, how do you respond when that happens? For the one reaction, we're going to throw our airplanes in the front, and for the other one, we're going to throw them behind us, okay? So here, do you throw a big fit, yell, point at the guilty party, and disrespect authority? Do you do that when you get in trouble for something you didn't do? Or do you calmly explain that you didn't do it? Are you respectful and wait for a good time to talk about it some more? If you're like that, and you might be, I love it. You're going to throw your airplane behind you. But if you're more likely to throw a fit, throw it in front of you. Ready? Okay, go get your airplane. Go get your airplane. Hurry, we have more. All right, here's one. Here's a good one right now. Have you ever had to miss out on something you were really looking forward to? I remember when I was in the 2nd grade, I was going to have a huge slumber party, and on my birthday, I woke up with chicken pox. I was covered with chicken pox, and I tried to hide. I tried to get under the blanket. I tried to put on lots of clothes so my mom wouldn't see my red spots. But she could tell I was sick, and I didn't get to have my slumber party. Have you ever had something like that happen? Maybe with this coronavirus, you didn't get to go to Disneyland and you were supposed to, or go camping, or whatever, even have a birthday celebration. So I think we can all relate to this. Well, when you miss out on something you were looking forward to, do you, dun dun dun, pout, have a meltdown, complain about it? Do you get mean to other people because you're unhappy? Then you're going to throw your airplane that way. We're being honest here. Or do you accept it? Focus on what you do have. Look forward to celebrating later. Be thankful. Do ya? Then you're going to throw your airplane that way. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, go get them. Now we're going to talk about it. All right, so how are we ever supposed to do the right thing in those situations? Those are really hard challenges. Can't you agree with me? I have the same problems you guys do. But you know what the Apostle Paul said? I've learned to be content whatever circumstances I find myself in. But remember what I told you at the end? What did he say at the very end? He said, I can do all things through Jesus and the power he gives to me. That's the secret. See, we get to choose. That's why we wrote choose on our airplane. And Philippians 4:13 is that verse. I can do all things through Christ who gives me the power to do it. And so I want you to keep this airplane close by, and I want you to use it as a reminder to you that we can choose to trust God and be content, or we can choose to react and be angry and be unhappy. You see, when we choose contentment, we're showing that we trust God, that He's in control. See, later on in Philippians 4, there's another verse, 19, that says, "My God shall supply all your needs according to His riches in glory in Christ Jesus." Paul trusted that Jesus would meet all of his needs, and he didn't have to stomp and throw fits and argue and fight for his way. He knew that God was in control. Do you know God's in control of your life too? And that promise is for you, that He will meet all your needs. Let's go back and look at our situations. What are the benefits? What could you get out of doing what God wants you to do in each one? Let's talk about the first one. It said, when you're called names, right, and treated badly, well, what if you do choose to pray for the other person to be blessed? What if you do choose to show kindness, even baking cookies for them? What happens then? You know what happens? The bad juju you have between you and that person comes to an end. That cycle of drama where you're getting revenge and they're getting more revenge and you're getting revenger ends when you decide to respond in kindness. Wouldn't your life be better without all that drama? Let's look at the next one. What about when you're sick? What if instead of demanding that people take care of you and whining about how you feel, what if instead you're kind? You do what you can for yourself and you say thank you a lot. You know what? People would want to help you and they would respect you. And you'd actually probably end up getting more help. Okay, what about that really hard one, like when you get blamed for something you didn't do or even get punished for something you didn't do? What about that one? What happens if you calmly explain your point? If they don't listen to you, you just kind of let it go. You're respectful to the leaders that are over you and wait for a better time to talk to them. What do you think will happen? Well, initially, you might have to have a timeout that you didn't deserve. But later, you're going to gain the respect and trust of the people that are in charge of you because they're going to understand how mature you are. That was a really great display of self-control. And next time, they're probably going to give you the benefit of the doubt. So, there's a benefit. And let's look at the last one. What if you accept that what you wanted to do isn't going to happen, and you make a decision to be happy with what you've got and look forward to doing something in the future? Well, then nothing can steal your joy. Nothing can make you unhappy. You can find joy in every day, not only for yourself, but you can encourage those people around you. And that is such a better way to go through the day than pouting and being sad and mad about the way things are. You see, when we trust Jesus, He blesses us. There's fruit from it that makes our life actually better. So it's not just a bunch of do's and don'ts. You should do this impossible thing. You should always be happy no matter what. It's not like that. It's how to be happy. And so, the last thing I wanted to talk to you about was another passage where the Apostle Paul was writing. It's in Romans. It's in Romans chapter 8, 28. And in that verse, he is promising those who belong to Jesus that God will take everything that's happening and work it together for our good. Did you know that? God will take everything that's happening to you right now and work in your heart to make you better, to make you more full of joy, to make you more peaceful if you let Him. So, it's our choice. What are you going to choose? I hope today you choose to trust God and do the right things. I'll see you next week.